Hello, family. Let's have a real conversation. Beware of false health prophets. That is the topic that we're talking about today on the War on Wellness live broadcast. I'm Penny, your host, and it is so necessary to talk about this because, one, now the Bible does warn us about false prophets, the wolves in sheep clothing, and we've heard about that, but it's not just from the pulpit. It's in our ads that are customized just for us when we do our scrolling. It's in our health feeds. It's in AI generated experts who are pretending so that you can believe them. So there's several false claims that are out there. One is don't drink water. Oh, let me make sure. Let me make sure that everybody's in the room. Okay. Let's see. We have our
so that
plant
you
based
can
penny
believe.
family members in the room from Facebook. Yes, we have them. And we have our plant based penny family members in from Instagram. Yes, good. I'm so glad when technology works for me. And we also have our YouTubers. And so, okay, great. We are all set then. I just wanted to make absolutely sure that we're all on the same page. Okay, so there are some false claims that are out there. One of them is that we do not have to drink water. Absolutely absurd, considering our brain is between 73 and 80% water. We definitely need it in order to have clarity and to think well and not have that brain fog. And two, another false claim that's out there is that sleep is for the weak. Yes. Well, if you don't get enough sleep, you will be weak. Also, there's another false claim that says that you have to eat meat in order to get your protein. And we may have heard this before, but it is still not true. I have not eaten meat since 2015. My protein levels are just fine. So are my calcium levels, by the way, my iron levels. So don't believe the hype. Oh, there's another one. There's another one that says that you were just designed that way. You were just designed to be obese. Forget the gym. Now, obesity is a precursor to a lot of other chronic illnesses and diseases. So, there is a train of thought that says that you can just take a pill or an injection or this particular medicine and you will lose weight overnight. And the challenge with that is that while you may lose weight on some of these fad trends that are out there, now granted, I mean, I used to be quite large. I was, wish I could find a picture of me when I was like young, and I was a size 16, and I was quite large. So I was 16, and then I stopped looking at the sizes, when it keeps going up. Anyway, many of these voices out there are not real. So I said my challenge with many different diseases, illnesses, and weight because sometimes you need to talk to someone or be engaged with someone who's actually gone through the struggle and been triumphant with that. So we want to thank God for that opportunity that He's blessed me with. A lot of these false prophets in health are AI generated. And they're AI generated and they are not just, you know, Tom Jones over here in the corner, he's created his AI or not just another country trying to invade or hack your brain. Some of these AI generated experts are actually backed by industries that profit from your confusion. They profit from your not being healed. They profit from you being sick. And so there are there's a historical there is historical evidence of this happening. And one of those is the cigarette industry. I don't know if you're big enough to, or if you're big enough, if you're big as far as old enough to remember when 4 out of 5 doctors used to recommend smoking. And doctors said that it was good for nursing mothers to smoke because they could relax. There was historical evidence of margarine being touted as healthier than butter. And these deceptions are not new. There's a deception that says milk does a body good. And then we get to be older, like, Doc, why am I having all these pains in my intestinal tract? What's wrong with me? Why am I feeling nauseous? Why is it when I drink milk, it does not agree with me? That's because our body is saying, okay, I have had enough punishment for these decades that you've been living. I am not taking milk anymore. You're going to have to switch. And so if you're one of those people, put no milk in the comments. I know that's me. I went from whole milk to 2% milk to skim milk, and then to rice milk, and then to other milk, then to plant-based and nut milk. So it is so very important that you understand and know what is going on in your system, what is going on, and why is it going on the way that it is. Thank you to those of you who are watching over on YouTube and on Instagram. I am happy to have you in the room. But deception. Deception is not new. It is just encased and dressed up as new modern technology. And that is to get you to the point where you're like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. It seems like everything's gonna kill me and nothing is good for me. When I do the good things, that hurts. When I do the bad things, that hurts me. I just might as well give up. Because, and you've heard it at your family gatherings before, I'm gonna die from something. I might as well die happy. My question is, why die before your time? Why rob your family of you and the influence that you have and the encouragement and the growth that you can provide to the next generations who need to benefit from the knowledge that you have and the experience that you have? Why die before your time? Treat your body temple as the only body temple that you have, because we only have this one life. So here's a reminder. We are not healthier, especially here in the United States, actually globally, we are not healthier. Chronic disease is on the rise and it is still climbing. Obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, all of those are still affecting us, and especially affecting people of color, especially affecting the people in my family, despite the fact that we have more hospitals, that we have more medical facilities, that we have more products that you can take, more pills that are on the market. The diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity are all increasing, and not just increasing amongst the adults, but the one of the most profitable patients that you can have is a child, because for a longer period of time, if you have a child that has obesity, diabetes, or some other chronic illness, that child you'll be able to bill insurance for a long period of time. At least the insurance industry will be able to benefit from that child for a long period of time. And there was a woman who left the plant-based diet. So I'm plant-based, Penny. Everybody might not be plant-based. You may be plant-forward, eating more healthy, whole foods. Well, this particular lady left the plant-based diet because she heard that she could not get her protein, is what she thought. She wasn't getting enough. She came back, she trusted her body, and after following the laws of health, after getting rest, after eating whole plant-based food, her energy returned and her numbers returned, her health returned to her. I am an example of that as well, because my numbers, as far as my protein, ever since I stopped eating the meat, and my iron, I have not had a problem with the iron. since I stopped eating meat. I mean, it's amazing, but that is the way that it goes. But you have to experience that for yourself. And there's a quote by an author named Ellen G. White, and she says that the health reform is one branch of the most important work as we get people ready to meet Jesus when he comes. And I add to that, it helps us to serve better. I went camping this weekend with probably about 20 young people, kids, and almost as many adults, and in the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia. And at Camp Blue Ridge, I had to, it was helpful to be able to pull those hills and activate those hamstrings that I was in decent health. And so, in order for me to serve and serve in the capacity to give back to youth, to give back to you and those who follow me and my clients and those that I speak before, it requires good health. And it is helpful for whatever your purpose is that God put you on this earth. You have a purpose. And in order to live abundantly in that purpose, it is helpful that you are in good health. Remember, Dr. Sebi said, if nature didn't make it, don't take it. So if it didn't grow, don't put it in your body. We came from the ground. So if we're using the resources and the foods from our body, it provides a source material that enhances our health so that we can live abundantly. So here's a message of caution. We cannot depend on the FDA. We cannot depend on the next viral trend. We have to trust what we know works. We have to trust the voices that existed previously to all this new technology, new administrations, new heads of different agencies. Trust what we know works. And those are the laws of health. And that is your attitude, your nutrition, your exercise, your water, your trust in God, your fresh air. Got a lot of that in the mountains. Your sunshine and your temperance, being moderate. So real movement, real food, real rest. All of those are going to help us look, live, and feel better. So the actionable advice that I have for you is to trust your body. Trust your body. Your body is going to tell you when you have ingested something and it is not agreeing with you. And it might not tell you directly associated with that burger that you got from some fast food chain, but when you get up in the morning and your joints are aching or they're aching at different times of the week, and things are happening, and you have migraines, and you have headaches, you have aches, and you have pains, and you're going back and forth to the doctor, trust your body is trying to tell you that you need to make a change. Not just take a pill and pay a bill, but to actually make a change. Stick with the trusted voices. Trusted voices like Plant-Based Penny Life on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. Be your own best health advocate. Ask your doctor questions. I am not saying don't go to doctors. I do go to doctors to confirm what I'm doing is helping my body. And one day I might leave this earth. I might leave the earth before you, but it does not negate the fact that a plant-based, plant-forward lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, a holistic lifestyle works, and it does work well, and it can work for everyone. So I'm Penny, also known as Plant-Based Penny, and I help people move from problems to progress with plant-based and natural solutions. So I am here on Wednesdays with the War on Wellness, and I look forward to serving you in some capacity, whether it's through one-on-one consultations or through speaking engagements. So thank you for joining me, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.